Assalamu alaikum, students. This lesson will be coming from your orange math book, page 312 and 313. I'll write that at the top so that you remember. 312 to 313. If you need to pause this video to get to your page, please do so. And we'll be looking at probability, computing probability, 9.9. Please remember that probability is really the chance that something will happen. So probability is the chance that something will happen or occur. It's the likelihood that something will happen or occur. If you look at the top of page 312, you'll see a picture of a jar, and the jar is full of what? Correct. Marbles. And at the top of the page, you'll see a word problem that will help us to better understand the chances of, or the probability of picking out certain marbles in that jar. At the top, it reads, there are 10 marbles in the jar. 10 marbles. 1 is purple, 2 are white, 3 are red, 4 are yellow. Then they ask, what is the probability? What is the chances or the chance that without looking, you will pick a marble of each color? So here on the video, I have given you the same, to the best of my ability, a jar of marbles. Unfortunately, I do not have yellow as a color to choose from, so I use green, but we'll pretend like these are yellow. Maybe I should use green color, but this will be our yellow marbles. We'll pretend. We know they're green, but they will be our pretend yellow. And if you look back at the book on page 312, it says the probability that you will pick. So purple, we know there's only one purple out of all 10 of those marbles. So you got to know the total amount in order to figure out probability. So we know there's a total of 10 marbles. If there's only one purple in there, that means the chances of me picking that purple blindfolded is 1 out of 10, or we can write the fraction 1/10. Still means the same, 1/10, one purple marble out of 10. And if you see my so-called purple one, which is really blue, there's only 1 out of those 10. So my probability of picking that is 1/10. If I look at the white, I see in my jar that I have 2 white. Here's one, there's the other. Then I know, according to what it says on page 312, that the probability or the chances of me picking a white is what? Correct. 2 out of, what's the total? 10. Or we can write a fraction, which would be 2/10. That means I have 2 chances out of 10 tries. I can only have 10 tries because I only have 10 marbles. I can't have 11 tries because I don't have 11 marbles. So 2 out of those 10 tries or chances, the probability is that I'll get that white marble twice. What about red? Well, let's see. If I have how many red in here? Here's a red, here's a red, and here's a red. Well, that's 3. Well, how many total do I have? 10. So I have 3 out of 10 chances to pick a red, or what do we say? 3 what? Tenths. And lastly, what about the yellow? On here, of course, they look green, and actually I'm missing a yellow. I'm supposed to have 4, so I will draw an extra one down here at the bottom. There we go. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow, then I have 4 yellow-green out of 10, or I will say what? What is my probability? 4/10. 4 out of 10 chances. So my probability of picking those colors is based upon how many I have it all. It could be marbles, it can be sweatshirts, it could be anything. You got to know the total, and then you got to know the color or whatever the case may be. So if you look back at your book, you would say for the probability of red, as it shows, you would write it like this: P, which represents probability, and then in parentheses, the color, red, would be 3/10. And you can see that right there. Your probability of picking a red marble is 3/10. So what is the probability that you would pick a red or a purple marble? Well, you got to think about it. So let's think about a red or purple marble. So let's do a quick erase. Okay, let's do a quick erase. So we want to think about red and purple, red and purple. In this case, it'll be blue on my screen. So what would be the probability of picking a red or purple? So then I have to look at those two numbers together now as opposed to just looking at them apart. So red and purple. So how many red do I have? Well, then I have to start like this. So P, I need red, right? Or purple, P-U-R-P-L-E, right? And I really should do that in a different color so that you'll understand. Purple. So then I just look at what I have in my jar. How many reds do I have? Count them. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 reds. So 3 out of 10, 3/10, right? Plus, how many purple? Yeah, 1. 1 what? Out of how many? 10. So now I have my fraction set up. And then all I do is just add. Of course, the denominator, remember, these denominators just stays the same. So put that 10 there, okay? And then, of course, I add my numerator, and 3 plus 1 equals what? 4. So the probability of me getting or picking out red or purple, since there's 3 red and 1 purple, blue on my screen, then, of course, that's 4 chances out of 10. 4/10. So let's try one more thing, and then we'll go to the first example. So I'm going to erase. Okay. So now I want you to give me the probability that you would pick, or what would be the probability of picking a white and a green. White and a green. So the first thing I should write down, of course, is what? My P. White, right? Or green. Okay? So now, what would it be for white? What over what? We'll go and count. How many white? 1, 2. 2 out of what? How many altogether? 10. Plus what? How many green? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over what? What's the total number again? Correct. 10. So now all I have to do is do my math, right? And then my total will be, if I know what 2 plus 4 is, I know that's what? Correct, 6. And then, of course, my denominator stays the same with 10. So the probability will be 6 out of 10. So 6 chances out of the total 10 to pick a white or green. So whenever you have a combination of colors or whatever, you just add them together over the total amount. And that's really simply how you do probability. So let's take a look at number 1 to give you a good head start so that you can start your homework. So number 1 on your book on page 312 says what? What's the directions first? Direction says find the probability of each event. So now they give you a spinner. Okay? Find the probability of each event.